Sweden.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty. So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
Tune in to dreamcatcherradio.co.uk every Tuesday at 2 p.m. for a dose of reality. If you're woke, I suggest you put a nappy on, because you will not like what I've got to say.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honour and good sense.
I look at the events of the week, what's happened, what's going to happen, what we can or can't do about it. Be under no illusion, we, the people of the world, are under attack from the elite, and I intend to expose each and every one of them, regardless of the personal cost. We play some great tunes and we have a lot of laughs. Dreamcatcherradio.co.uk, the Englishman in Sweden, Michael Dean, otherwise known as Mr Marmite. If you listen, you might understand why. You'll love me or you'll hate me.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.
Good afternoon. Are you ready? I'm ready. Michael Dean on Dreamcatcher Radio, and today I'm going to do some damage. Let's do it. Let's start off with the biggest selling artist ever in Britain. It's Robbie.
Hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear. Shake your ass, come over here. Now scream. I'm a burning effigy of everything I used to be. You're my rock of empathy, my dear. So come on, let me entertain you. Let me entertain you.
Oh, good old Robbie Williams. Not bad for a fat dancer from Stoke, is it? He's actually sold more records, or has had more number ones than the legendary Beatles. So even though I'm not a massive fan of Robbie, I still think it's credit where credit's due, and hats off to young Robbie Williams. Not so young anymore, and he's on the Osapec, innit? Have you seen him he looks now? My God, when he looks rough, too skinny. Get off it, Robbie. Get off it, mate. Go back to drinking pints. Good lad, but well done. Most number ones for any British artist ever, even eclipsing the Beatles. I find that totally fascinating. While we're on about Brits, Paddy Pimblett, unlucky, mate. I actually didn't stay up and watch it because I think this cage fight in the UFC is just too brutal. I think it's too brutal. It's too harsh. But I think you were cheated out of a victory. Pokes in the eye several times and the referee on home territory. So better luck next time, mate, if your face ever recovers, because woo-hoo, you did look a bit dodgy afterwards. But when I say I watched it on rewind, and I was very impressed. So good afternoon to the United Kingdom. How you all doing? United States, we've got some listeners over there. Sweden, hello, where I am right now. Netherlands, dankjewel. Cheesevidden. Clogs, cheesy chips. Portugal, we've got Portugal with us. Nepal, we've got people all over the world. This is fun. You know, I weren't going to start straight away on Trump, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself, because those of you who know me also know that I was a massive fan of Trump. I was a huge fan. Huge, absolutely huge fan of Trump until about 2 months back, and I commented and I noticed that his voice didn't sound right. He sounded like he was slurring. And now I'm following a lot of people who are saying that this could be the onsets of dementia, and it's a lot of conspiracy theories, and I hope it's not. But I do think that he's lost the plot, and what he's said about the British troops, it's absolutely outrageous. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play you a clip now of Sir Rod Stewart, all right? I've not always agreed with Sir Rod, with his political points of view. Quite often I think he's way off base, but not on this occasion. I mean, I saw him in concert in New Zealand with my promoter in New Zealand, Steve, and his wife and Gail from the best pub in the world, the Huapai Tavern, Gail. And we flew down to Dunedin, and halfway through one of his songs, he just put a big backdrop up with Zelensky, and he started ranting about Putin and telling Rishi Sunak to give him F-16s, and off he went, and I'm thinking, this has cost me about $1,000 for the flight from North Island to South Island, and the tickets and the accommodation. I don't want to hear a political broadcast, it's not your place on stage. And he did it all around the world, and he dresses in yellow and blue, and I'm going to play that song afterwards, actually. But what he had to say about what Donald J. Trump had to say about the British troops. Trump didn't even mention the Allies. He didn't mention the Allies, and he just said that the British soldiers are cowards. Listen to yourself. This is Sir Rod Stewart.
I may just be a humble rock star. I'm also a knight of the realm, and I have my opinions. I was born just after the war, and have great respect for our armed forces that fought and gave us our freedom. So it hurts me badly, deeply, when I read that the draft dodger Trump has criticised our troops in Afghanistan for not being on the front line. We lost over 400 of our guys. Think of their parents. Think about it. And Trump calls them almost like cowards. It's unbearable. So I'm calling on you, Prime Minister Starmer and Farage, please make the draft dodger Trump apologise. Please.
Rod Stewart, excellently said. I couldn't have said it better myself. We're going to do a lot of trumping today. Sorry about that, but I've got the arse on with him. Here's Sir Rod Stewart, Rhythm of My Heart. And this is a song which he always puts Zelensky on the stage behind him and calls Putin a lot of vile names. But not to worry, I'm not going to do that. I actually like Putin. Welcome to Dreamcatcher Radio.
Across the street, the river runs down in the gutter. Life is slipping away. Let me still exist in another place, running on the cover of a helicopter plane. Flames are getting higher in effigy, burning down the bridges of my memory. Love may still be alive somewhere, somewhere, where they're down and only dear 100 steel towns away. Oh, the rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with the words I love you rolling off my tongue. No, never will I roam, for I know my place is home, where the ocean meets the sky. I'll be sailing. Photographs, kerosene, light up my darkness, light it up, light it up, light it up. I can still feel a touch of your thin blue jeans, running down the alley. I got my eyes all over you, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, the rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with the words I love you rolling off my tongue. No, never will I roam, for I know my place is home, where the ocean meets the sky. I'll be sailing. I'll be sailing. Ah, yeah. Oh, I've got lightning in my veins, swimming like a hangover slot machine. Love may still exist in another place. I'm just yanking back the handle, no expression on my face. The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with the words I love you rolling off my tongue. Oh, never will I roam, for I know my place is home, where the ocean meets the sky. I'll be sailing. The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with the words I love you rolling off my tongue. No, never will I roam, for I know my place is home, where the ocean meets the sky. I'll be sailing. The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, the words I love you rolling off my tongue. Never will I roam, for I know my place is home, where the ocean meets the sky. I'll be sailing.
Oh, thank you, Rod. I do love Rod Stewart, not in a physical way. I mean in a musical and metaphoric way. He's done some great tracks, and I think we all should stand up and give him a round of applause for standing up to that absolute arsehole Trump. I say, I used to be a big fan of Donald Trump, and then a couple of months back I noticed him, he was starting to slip into some Never land and insulting the British troops, saying that we are cowards, basically, as Rod said. Shocking, and not even mentioning the Allies. The Allies, that's New Zealand, Australia, Poland, South Africa, pretty much most of the Commonwealth. And this is an interesting fact, right? We were doing okay. We weren't winning. We were holding our ground. We were doing okay. Now, this was fighting roughly 18% of the Nazi army, which was a absolute monster. Don't forget that. It was a monster. And luckily for us, Germany, Adolf is another one who was a megalomaniac, just like Trump. Believes every word he says, things only his opinion counts, and whatever he says is going to be reality. I think these people live in some sort of suspended animation. And if it weren't for the fact that Germany tried to beat Russia, I don't think we'd have won the war, to be quite simple, because 82% of the German army was focused on Russia, and they got their asses handed to them, leaving 18%, which was still a monstrous amount of them, and their military machine was super mighty. And yes, without America, we would have been in trouble. We would have been in serious trouble. And I would have been talking like this. Hello, how are you doing? My name is Michael Schultz. Jawohl, Kapitan. But instead, I've got a northern accent. My father served in the army. My grandparents, my grandfather, two of them served in the army. Well, one did, the other was a coal moggy, so he was important to keep the industry rolling. My nana were a wren. My Uncle Huey lost his legs in a desert rat. And I've got a long, steeped history in military family, and I found it absolutely abhorrent what Trump said about our troops and what Trump said about not even mentioning the Allies. And doing a backtrack, doing a little sly backtrack, thinking that this is going to make it okay and saying, oh, they're heroes, they are heroes. No, Donald, you shot your bolt, mate. I'm not sure about anybody else in Britain, but everybody I'm talking to all around the world, and that is a lot of people, do not agree with what you have said. They do not agree with the way that you are behaving in general. Now, with ICE, for example, yes, in Britain, we voted for Brexit. Big mistake, to close our borders, but there are ways of doing it. You can't rip up families and people who are in the system paying taxes and just throw them out because you want your numbers right. Shooting innocent people. I've got a lot of friends in America, and I love America, and I can't wait to go back. I'm a bit worried that I won't be allowed in now because of my views on the old Trumpster. I'll tell you how much I liked him, right? Me and Jerry, my musical producer, not on the radio show, but on my actual music, we wrote a song for Trump's Presidency Challenge. It's called a song called We Love USA, and we released it, and Apple and Amazon all took it down because 6-7 years ago it wasn't popular to say you supported Donald Trump, and I did support him in every way, and a lot of people turned their backs on me, a lot of people turned against me. I don't know why. It's politics, and it's not the end of the world, is it? But I did a song called We Love USA. Jerry did the music, I wrote the lyrics, and about 6-7 weeks ago, before Trump started going off the handle and is Trump's peace board and thinking that is a demigod, this guy called Big Mac contacted us and said, I've heard your song, I love it. We did a rock version of it because I'm basically a rock singer. And he said, can I do a version of it? I said, well, I don't know about that. And what do you say, Jerry? And Jerry said, well, we can really release it. It's money, isn't it? I thought, well, yeah, fair enough. So this guy did a version of it. I'm going to play it for you now. It's great. I postponed the release of this record last week because of Trump's comments about the British military and his non-commenting on the Allies. I thought, no, I'm not going to promote this man anymore. And then this American guy, he's American, right, called Big Mac, he actually called me about 6 in the morning. I weren't right happy, but I saw it was an American number. And he persuaded me and said, look, listen, I know you've got big feelings about what Trump said, but it's a brilliant song. And I've also noticed that most records that you release them and you donate your portion of the proceedings, your royalties, to different charities. And I thought, you know what, Big Mac, you're not wrong here, mate. So what I'm actually going to do is this record will be coming out next week. It takes time for the machine to get rolling. It's called We Love USA. It's written by myself and Jerry Neal. And this is Big Mac doing his country version. And I'm going to donate all of my royalties to homeless veterans in the United Kingdom. Let's see if you like this. Welcome to Dreamcatcher Radio.
I am your voice. I'm with you, the American people. I am with you. I will fight for you, and I will win for you.
We never back down, stand on holy ground. We own the power, we love USA. We never back down, we stand on holy ground. We own the power, we love USA. We love USA, hey, we love USA. Let me hear you say Trump rocks, okay. He's $1 billion man, he never gets paid. He gives his money to the vets who serve the USA. We own the power. We love USA. We never back down. We stand on holy ground. We own the power. We love USA. We love USA. Hey! We love USA. Let me hear you say Trump rocks. Okay. A great woman stands behind every great man. Mulaney's my favorite first lady from a different land. So when you go to vote, make no mistake, put your pick next to Trump's name. Keep America great again. Trump train is coming. Trump train is coming. We never back down. Stand on holy ground. We own the power. We love USA. We never back down. We stand on holy ground. We own the power. We love USA. Trump train is coming. Trump train is coming. We never back down. Stand on holy ground. We own the power. We love USA. We never back down. We stand on holy ground. We own the power. We love USA. We love USA. Hey, we love USA. Let me hear you say Trump rocks. Okay. Trump train is coming. Trump train is coming. Trump train is coming. Trump train is coming.
Big Mac, We Love USA, written by me, Jerry Neal. Well, it's not. This actually, I actually quite like that version. I say it's going to be released on Toxic Records, downloadable at Amazon, iTunes, all the usual rip-off places. And after the 22% they take and the 10% that they take, well, whatever's left of my share, which is 30%, I'm going to donate that to homeless veterans in the United Kingdom. And I actually want to do a tour and make money. I want to tour the United Kingdom. I want to tour America as well with this idea for the homeless vets. Get 2 or 3 British well-known tributes over in America and do the British invasion of America. Tour bus, drive around, have a barbecue, and have, for example, Rod, Elton, and Robbie. Well, Robbie's not well-known over there, is he? But definitely Rod and Elton, and maybe hook in some tidy bird to join us, Shania Twain or something, who's not British, but it don't matter, does it? She's popular. So there you go. Buy that when it comes out, and I will put my share of the royalties to homeless veterans. Right, when I wrote that song, Trump didn't earn a wage. He gave all of his money to the veterans who served the USA. But on this time round, this presidency has been in power a year, he's already increased his wealth by $1.4 billion. Excuse me. His son, who looks like Lurch from the Addams Family, how old is Byron? 20, 21, is worth $1.2 billion. His other son and daughter, over $1 billion each, and they're making their money, most of it, not all of it, through crypto mining. Now, I wasn't aware what crypto mining was. I just thought you bought something and it was like a stock exchange. Apparently, it takes a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of water to mine. Now, in Texas, this is the president of the people. My arse. He fooled me. But not anymore. His family, his shell company, have got a monstrous crypto mining facility in Texas, which uses up between 300 million, 300,000 gallons of water a day, and when the peak mining, it uses 1 million gallons of water a day. They're having to divert energy from different areas in Texas because the grid can't handle it. This is why Trump's insistence on drilling and getting self-sufficient on energy. It's not to self-sufficient America, it's to self-sufficient himself. Between 300,000 and 1 million gallons of water a day is used to cool down this crypto mine, and apparently it's 36,000 square feet of computers what he's using to mine. And his whole family and his whole inner circle are all getting absolutely stinking wealthy. Which I've got nothing against people getting rich, but you stood on there one day saying, I don't take a salary, I give it away to veterans and different charities, which is great, don't get me wrong, I think it's a wonderful thing. But then at the same time, you're making billions and you're shafting the people of good old Texas. It's going to be a lot on Trump today. When I come back, we're going to talk about Trump's peace board, and anything that's got Tony Blair involved is not peace, it's evil. Welcome to Dreamcatcher Radio with Michael Dean, the Englishman in Sweden. Good afternoon. Here's John Farnham.
Understand
Fabulous John Farnham. They called him the voice in Australia. What a singer. Amazing vocals. Then he got cancer, didn't he, poor lad? But he won't sing again, but they're still kicking around. So thanks for the music, John. You should check out some of his blues music. Some of his other albums, his non-commercial tracks are absolutely outstanding. And while we're on Australia, before I go back to the chosen one, Mr. Yellow, do you know that in Australia, the fall in disposable income is the lowest in the world compared to 2022? Australians are now minus 8% worse off. Minus 8% less spending capacity than what they had in 2022. It's quite insane, that figure, isn't it? And Britain's not much better. We've got 1.2% disposable income. 1.2% of your pay packet is what they describe as disposable income. And Australia is minus 8%. So, I mean, they're living on credit. Best of the lot, strangely enough, is Iran. I didn't get that. I think it's Iranian flag. And they've got 9.6% disposable. Then Greenland, little Greenland, 55,000 people, 8.9. Spain have got 8.9. Greece got 3.7. America's only got 3.1% of disposable income, which is quite insane. Czech Republic, and they're all on 2.5%. Germany is neutral. So our country's continuing to go around. When Australia's got minus 8%, Germany's neutral. They've got no disposable income whatsoever, and Britain's got 1.2%, which means if you're on £100,000 a year, you've got £1,000 for the year to have fun. Go to the pub. It's not going to buy any gear, is it? That's for sure. Well, how are you doing around there? Hey, Sverige, Hermoni, via Folky Sverige. And we've got people in Sweden, Netherlands, Argentina. Hola, ¿cómo está? Todo bien? Cyprus, Sylvia. I'm going to be doing a couple of shows for Sylvia later this year on the beautiful paradise island of Cyprus. How are you, sweetheart? Nice chatting with you the other day and earlier today. In fact, we've got America. I'm trying to guess if any of my friends in America are listening. And massive numbers. This is great. Right, countries joining Trump's peace board. How can they call it a peace board when Tony the Devil Blair is involved? The man who was responsible for the death of millions in Iraq. Shocking. We'll get onto Iran in a minute, what's happening there. That's mind-blowing. But Blair, in being involved, just gives a red flag. It should give a red flag to every single humanitarian on this planet, because he is just pure evil. But so far, the countries joining Trump's peace board. Albania, Argentina, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Belarus, Bulgaria, Egypt, Hungary, Indonesia, Israel, Jordan, Pakistan, Kuwait, Kosovo. Well, that's going to be interesting. Kosovo and Albania, they still knock each other off. Mongolia, what are you going to do? Morocco, Pakistan, no India, of course, because Pakistan and India hate each other. Paraguay, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, UEA, of course, United States of America, Uzbekistan and Vietnam. They're the countries so far which have joined up to this, and it's cost them $1 billion each that they have to send to Trump. Hey, who's going to trust him with your money? I mean, you're going against everything which is common sense. We don't need a peace board. We don't. What we need is common sense. We need the FN or UN, whichever country you describe, United Nations. We need America to go in and rescue the people of Iran. Up to press, I was reading about this. I've got a couple of people who managed to get some information from Iran. It's absolutely tragic what's happening there. I mean, they went in on the promise that Trumpy boy was going to help him. If you cross the red line, if you start killing civilians, we're gonna bombard you and hit you with the likes of things you've never seen before, which hasn't yet happened. It might do. They might be preparing for it. But a report says 60,000 Iranians are dead and 350,000 injured in the uprising in Iran, where they're fighting to get rid of the Islamic regime. I'm all for that. I really am all for that. But look what happened in Iraq when they got rid of Saddam Hussein, when they get rid of the Ayatollah Khomeini, and free-for-all happens, you're going to get all these splinter warlords and gangsters and Islamic groups turning Iran into a caliphate, if we're not very careful. But listen to this, right? If you're wondering why the US just moved a carrier strike group towards the Middle East, let's talk about it plainly. Because this isn't normal. The USS Abraham Lincoln isn't just a ship, it's a floating airbase, and it doesn't travel alone. This is really interesting stuff. I hope you stick with me through this, because God knows we have to help the people of Iran. It's heading to the region with 3 guided missile destroyers, Spruance, Michael Murphy, and Frank E. Peterson Jr. That's already a serious show of force. But here's what is what most people don't realise. The Lincoln carries 60 to 70 aircraft, not cargo planes, not trainers. We're talking Sleeth fighters. Strike jets built to hit hard and fast. Electronic warfare aircrafts that can blind radar and communications. Early warning planes that see threats hundreds of miles away. And an entire air force floating offshore, needing permission from no one. Right. Then you've got the destroyers. Each one is loaded with advanced missile systems designed to shoot down incoming threats, defend the fleet and strike targets at range. And quietly, almost always, there is likely a submarine operating with them. You won't see it and you won't hear about it. That's by design. On top of that, the Pentagon has already confirmed F-15E Strike Eagles operating in the region, plus additional aircraft and air defences moving into place. This isn't chest thumping. This is layered, deliberate power, and Iran knows it. The Revolutionary Guard commander recently said their finger is on the trigger and warned against miscalculation. I mean, seriously, with all this power in place, what would they be able to do if Trump decides to start his 9th war? The statement that they made, it would be a massive calculation. That statement isn't for the public. It's for decision makers. Because here is the truth most headliners daren't announce around the world, and I don't care, so I will. I certainly will. Countries don't move this much muscle unless they believe things could spiral out of control. A carrier strike group gives the US options. Deterrence, if cooler heads prevail, immediate capability if they don't. You can call it posturing, you can call it preparation. But when this kind of force shows up on your doorstep, it's usually because the margin for error is getting very thin. We're not at war, but we're close enough that everyone move matters now. And history has a way of changing fast in moments like this. Iran has been fing around. They are now on the verge of total and utter destruction. I mean, God pray that this doesn't escalate any further, because I'm supposed to be going back to Cyprus on a selfish note. But I've got many, many friends in Cyprus, and Cyprus is just a stone's throw away from all of this destruction which could happen. And I pray every day for the people of Iran, the Persians, beautiful people, and they've been sorely let down over the past 5 decades by every politician in power, pretending to care and doing nothing. I don't actually think that this time with Iran it's about oil. Venezuela was. Greenland's about minerals and gold and different rare earth resources. We all know that. But I think Iran, if the Islamic Republic is overthrown, what comes afterwards, that really is what spooks me. It really does. But anyway, we'll come back to it. We've got loads more to get through. And I'm going to do you a song now. A very good friend of mine, Malcolm Pitt, is over in America. He does Lionel Richie. If you get the opportunity to see him, take the chance. Malcolm, if you're listening in America, God bless you, mate. You're lucky because you sound like Lionel Richie, but thank God you don't look like him, because he is one ugly son of a bitch, isn't he? You're actually a good-looking lad. Congratulations on your marriage. Congratulations on your tour. Here's Lionel Richie, dedicated to my mate, Malcolm Pitt, in America.
What in the world is happening?
Good afternoon and welcome to Dreamcatcher Radio with Michael Dean, the Englishman in Sweden.
Something's going on that's not quite clear.
Oh, nice one, Lionel. Malcolm Pitts in America, if you get a chance to go and see him in concert, he's brilliant. He's the best Lionel Richie impersonator out there. You know, I always do a little section now. I enjoy this part of my position here on the radio. I can promote friends. I wonder if Glenn's listening, my Elvis mate in Scotland. Oh, you're kind of New York there, Glenn, and beautiful wee penny. And before I get round to playing a Pete Young song, who for me is the best meatloaf in the business, and it features me on this song as well, doing like the harmonies all the way through the song. But it's interesting to see that Rutte, the Nutter, the NATO leader, has said that we should all get on our knees and rim Trump. Basically, because Europe cannot survive without America. This is the head of NATO. I mean, boring. Trut am I. I mean, just no. Stop. I don't personally believe that Putin's going to invade Europe. If it does, I'm wrong. But I don't believe that Trump's got the best interest for Europe either. And looking at how he's behaved recently, I don't think I'm far wrong, do you? But Rutte has said that we can't manage without America. Talk about massaging somebody's ego. I've said this many, many times. I will not fight on foreign soil for Keir Starmer or the British government. I will not fight for Ulf Kristersson and the Swedish government on foreign soil. But I will fight on Swedish soil to protect my family, my children. I do believe they're listening today down in Landskrona, getting ready to open their bistro, sisters. So, Saga Liver Zoe, if you're listening, hi. And send my love and best wishes to your mum and speedy recovery. But that's not for the radio, it's just me passing that on to you. Now, Pete Young is an amazing Meatloaf impersonator. I played his song last week, 20th of December, which I will play again later today. But I'm going to do him doing his Meatloaf. He's a brilliant Meatloaf. There's quite a few Meatloafs out there. Now, Pete used to be a big fat git, and then he got stage 4 mouth cancer and beat it, and now he's not fat. So when me and him do shows together, I look more like Meatloaf with blonde hair than him, because I'm losing weight now. I'm back in Sweden, because all I do is walk my pooch, Lily, and eat healthy. It's when I get back to Cyprus with all the fabulous food, I'll just pile it all back on again. But Peter's been around for a long time. Me and him have a show called The Rock and Roll Mercenaries, and we tour it quite often, and we're doing that in March this year. Go to my social media sites, Englishman.in Sweden, that's TikTok, or go to Facebook, Michael Dean, or Instagram at Stuart Rudders, and you'll get all the tour details up there. But this is Pete Young, right, doing one of my favourite Meatloaf songs, a song called 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad, and I'm doing all the backing vocals, so listen closely. Here we go, this is Pete Young. On Dreamcatcher Radio.
Baby, we can talk all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere. I told you everything I possibly can. There's nothing left inside of me. Baby, we can talk all night, but that'll never change the way that I feel. The snow is really piling up outside. I wish you would've made me leave here. I poured it on and I poured it out. I tried to show you just how much I care. I'm tired of words and I'm too hoarse to shout. But you've been cold to me so long, I'm crying icicles instead of tears. And all I can do is keep on telling you I want you, I need you. But there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad, don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Now don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You'll never find your gold on a sandy beach. You'll never drill for oil on a city street. I know you're looking for a ruby in a mountain of rocks, but there ain't no hoopty to walk out that door, she packed her bags and turned right away. And she kept on telling me, she kept on telling me, she kept on telling me, I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Now don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We can talk all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere.
That's Mr. Peter Young, to me the best Meatloaf impersonator on the planet. With me, sort of a duet. And this is Pete's single, available all over the world, online, to download. This is his homage to Meatloaf.
It was January 20th, I was woken by my wife. Little did I realize that day you saved my life. The music world was saddened, your followers bereft. You were a rock phenomenon, but what a legacy you left. You loved to sing those diamond tracks, although you struggle with your health. For crying out loud, heaven can wait, I couldn't have said it better myself. On board the Neverland Express, although you may have left us now, we all still love you nonetheless. The kind words that were spoken of your life through others' eyes were words of sympathy and sadness at the news of your demise. But me, I owe my life to you, and though I'm sad you passed and left, your exit from the stage of life saved me from certain death. And though I'm not religious, I believe fate chose you to leave, so that I could go on living life and my family needn't grieve. It was January 20th, I was woken by my wife. Little did I realize that day you saved my life. The music's timeless, you can tell. Paradise I'd rather get one light, 2 out of 3, and that out of hell. Oh, I can hear commotion up in the world, a claims above. You performing to the angels. I would do anything for love. You took the words right out of my mouth.
How are you all doing? This is Michael Dean, the Englishman in Sweden.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty. So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
Tune in to dreamcatcherradio.co.uk every Tuesday at 2 p.m. for a dose of reality. If you're woke, I suggest you put a nappy on, because you will not like what I've got to say.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honour and good sense.
I look at the events of the week, what's happened, what's going to happen, what we can or can't do about it. Be under no illusion. We, the people of the world, are under attack from the elite, and I intend to expose each and every one of them, regardless of the personal cost. We play some great tunes and we have a lot of laughs. Dreamcatcherradio.co.uk, the Englishman in Sweden, Michael Dean, otherwise known as Mr Marmite. If you listen, you might understand why. You'll love me or you'll hate me.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.
Keep on walking that road and I'll follow. Keep on calling my name, I'll be there. And if a mirror should break, it's easy to take. Deep down I know that you care. Well, I'm not superstitious, no. I'm not superstitious. I have no doubt that there's a reason how things turn out, while things are changing from day to day. Well, I keep this feeling with me all the way, and I want you to know that you're on my mind every day, all of the time. So keep on walking that road and I'll follow. Keep on calling my name, I'll be there. Yeah. And if a mirror should break, it's easy to take. Deep down I know that you care. Well, I'm not superstitious, no. There might be times I wonder when I'm on my own, trying to find out if love has gone. It might make a difference, it might bring me down, but no superstition is gonna turn things around. And I want you to know that you're on my mind every day, all of the time. So keep on walking. easy to take. Deep down I know that you care.
But I'm not superstitious. No.
Not superstitious.
Oh, the Fabulous Europe, featuring Joachim, Joey Tempest. I've met him a few times, lovely fella. You know, they got their break in a rock contest, looking for a good rock band. I forget what it was called, but the early album, they were doing Cherokee and stuff like that. Just a brilliant band, and it's great that they're still going, and Joey Tempest still sounds absolutely phenomenal. So there you go. Right, back to the business at hand. Shingos Isles. Keir Starmer, quick here! Now, I try to keep impartial, but it's pretty much impossible when it comes to Keir Starmer. It really is. The man's just an absolute lunatic. He's going to be modelling Britain on Ukraine. And talking about Ukraine, that little midget spat his dummy out, didn't he, at Davos, when all the bum bandits get together. Lobsters and champagne. I noticed that Nigel Farage were there. We're going to talk about Farage shortly, actually, because I think he's an absolute prat. He's a con man, he's a grifter. And we can talk about him in a bit. But let's stick to the most protected man on the planet. Now, you would think that would be the orange man, wouldn't you? You'd think that was Donald Trump. But it's actually not. It's Keir Starmer. He's the most detested man in Britain. He really is. His body has got so many bodyguards, it's unreal. He travels in a convoy. Now, Starmer, two-tier Keir, he's got lots of names, this man. I think he's trying to... He wants to push Britain to war so that he can invoke a state of emergency and there'll be no need for another election, because when you're at war, the government that's in power stay in power until after the conflict's over. And it'd be a long conflict. If he invaded Russia, that'd be the end of us all, wouldn't it? Let's pray to God he doesn't do that. And I think that he's got to start cozying up to Trump. For all of his faults, Trump is also got some very, very good sides. And I just think it's a shame that dementia Don is losing the plot, because when he's sharp, it's sharp. But now I think he's just in rapid decline, which is really tragic, actually, because I used to love listening to him. Rocket Man, all of his statements. But the Schengen Islands, right? This is a little group of islands which Britain blatantly lied to the United States of America. This is our oldest ally, our oldest friend, bear in mind. And they blatantly lied to America, saying that it was by law they had to do this deal, and the best option out of all the bad options was to lease back for 100 years and give the Maldives 30 billion, which is absolutely insane. As it turns out, David Lammy and Keir Starmer, as per usual, were just lying through their back teeth. And now it's going through the Commons again, and they're going to say we're not going to do it, and we are going to do it, and we're not going to do it. The fact of the matter is that anything that Starmer touches is ruined beyond reparation. It's also interesting to note that Starmer, acting like a dictator, has blocked Andy Burnham from Parliament. Now, why would he do that? He's trying to block Andy Burnham, who was actually quite a decent mayor of Manchester, from running against him for his PM job. Nobody wants you, Starmer. Get the message. The only people want you are rent boys. Your wife don't want you. Nobody wants you. You little rosy-cheeked, whatever you are. You're just absolute disgrace. You're destroying Britain daily, and just get out of Dodge, mate. Go and take a high-paid job. You know, call Donald and see if he'll put you on his board of peace, you and your string master, Tony. I'm the Devil Blair. I'm sure you two have got lots in common to talk about, haven't you? You know, you both like toilets and men. Make of that what you will. But lying to America about the Schengen Islands is absolutely outrageous, and it's strategic. This place is strategic. And apart from it being strategic, you know, to hold and check China, you've got to keep your eye on Japan as well, you know. They're a devil in disguise. But the Schengen Islands is full of these rare minerals, which Greenland is as well. And Starmer were going to give it away along with 30 billion. The man's just an absolute pillock. I actually think that he's an idiot who hates Britain. He hates freedom. He hates anything, capitalism. He hates everything. He is a purebred, absolute commie, fascist pig, Keir Starmer, and he's destroying our country. So just get him out. Get Andy Burnham. Give him a chance. Whatever you do, don't let Angela Rayner in. Aunt you from council estate, like, charging £10 a turn. God almighty. I don't know what's really happening to our countries. I don't know what's happening to our continent. But one thing for sure is we really can't fall out with America. Like it or not, we need America. It's a simple, simple fact. Without them, we are in trouble. Welcome to Dreamcatcher Radio with Michael Dean, the Englishman in Sweden. Here's Whitesnake.
My body started shaking and I can't take no more. Taste your love so sweet, and I just wanna make love to you, feel your body in the still of the night, in the still of the night, over here, baby. For the night to come. Ooh, baby. In the still of the night, in the cool moonlight, I feel my heart is aching. In the still of the night.
One of the greatest rock vocalists ever, and for me, the greatest rock drummer, Tommy Aldridge, and of course, David Coverdale. My goodness, when they broke ground, that was the first album, or first record I heard actually with hard rock mixing together with the symphony orchestra in that middle section. Just an absolutely outstanding record, and it outsold Michael Jackson, that album, in 1987. What a brilliant album. And David's retired. I wonder if he's still together with her, because remember that, driving a Jaguar, one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen, floundering around on a bonnet. I bet we've all had a flick over that, haven't we? Come on, boys, hands up, let's be honest. Well worth a portion. Right, while we're talking about tools, Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage has yet to come out and condone what Donald Trump said about the British soldiers being cowards. I'm just going to give you some statistics here, right? Because I was absolutely flabbergasted when Trump just fragrantly said that British soldiers were cowards and didn't mention other fine NATO and allied troops. And I stumbled across the statistics about how many, we're going to do the letter as well, what he sent to the Norwegian Prime Minister, cracked me up. But we're going to have a look at just what happened to how many people serving for their own countries in the line of duty for America, right? And it's quite astounding that so many gave their lives in the service of the United States. Now, this is NATO soldiers killed doing nothing, as Donald would say, and Farage hasn't called him out because Farage is an absolute arsewipe. NATO soldiers killed doing nothing for America since 9/11. Let's start at the bottom. You've got to bear in mind as well, some of these countries are small and didn't send many people. Norway, 10 people, 10 soldiers died. Estonia, 11. Czech Republic, 15. The Netherlands, 27. Spain, 46. Denmark, per capita, for how many troops are sent down, has got the highest loss of life. They have 50. German troops, 62. Poland, 74. Italy, 86. France, 90. Canada, 160 plus. And get this, NATO soldiers killed doing nothing for America since 9/11. Britain tops the charts with 636 soldiers died in the line of duty, doing the dirty work, doing what they thought was right, or what Blair thought was right, or what, anyway, the leader, whoever were in charge, thought were right. That is a lot of lives lost. In Trump's words, doing nothing, hiding, being cowards. I don't know how many Americans, anybody in America listening, drop me a line, Mr Marmite at dreamcatcherradio.co.uk, or mail me privately at rodstewartshows@icloud.com, because I'd be really interested to know. Now, Farage, right, I can't stand the man. I really can't stand the man. I'm not going to be too harsh on him. He should come out and condone what Trump said, but he won't, because he's a coward and is on the payroll of the World Economic Forum, which is quite obvious, seeing as where is Nutty Nigel? Yes, he's been in Davos with all the other arseholes who are destroying our continent. And Farage, for me, is a prize prat. Now, I called him out on his fakeness, on his what he's pulling, about the 500,000 he got for services rendered from Russia, which he denies. He was under investigation when he had UKIP. But reform, they've really pulled the wool over so many millions of people's eyes in the United Kingdom. 26, get that into your head. Former Tories have defected to Nutty Nigel's Reform Party. Most recently, Suella Braverman, the ex Home Secretary of Britain, very powerful woman. Lee Anderson was the first to go, so he can get off with it because he took a gamble before he knew there'd be anything. We've got Danny Kruger. He looks more like Freddy Krueger. Well, there's a load of them. Anne Whittaker, I mean, I didn't even know she was still alive. Didry old bat of a boot of a woman she is. But it's 25 Tory MPs, either sitting or former MPs, have defected to reform. Now, you can't tell me that this is for anything except self-wealth, because Nigel Farage is another one. He talks good, he works in sound bites, he's absolutely got no idea what he's doing, he's out of his depth. And the fact that he went to Davos, and the fact that the British public aren't calling him out because he went to Davos, should put a red light and alarm bells ringing in everybody's head, because you don't go down to Davos unless you're part of the clan, do you? Hey? Oh, God, I just fear for my country. I fear for our continent. And old Zelensky he spat his dummy out, didn't he, because it was all about Greenland, and then as soon as Trump said, I'm not going to invade or use military might on Greenland, what did Zelensky do? Straight down on the first private jets, along with the other 1,000 private jets that were there, so much for the climate con, with his begging cap, and then there he has been now, every day, front, right and centre, every news channel, saying that now Europe has to build a 3 million men and women strong army to defend Europe and send them to the front line in the Ukraine. Zelensky, you're not in the EU. You're hanging on to your boundaries to be European. You're not really. You're an ex-Soviet state. No way are we sending our children, or we're going ourselves, to the meat grinder to die so you can cling on to power and keep your fraudulent business alive. It's absolutely shocking, and Farage has got nothing to say about that either. It's all too much for me. I don't intend, when I do my radio show, I don't intend to be such a miserable git and doom and gloom. I want to have a laugh as well, but unfortunately there's not that much to laugh about, is there now? Jim Davison, I want Jim on my show. I want, what's his name, Charlie Mullins on my show as well. I just messaged Charlie this morning because I find him fascinating. He, along with thousands of millionaires, all left Britain because of what Labour have done to our country. Now they're going to introduce this wealth exit. It's just an absolute disaster what's happening to Britain since Brexit. And I will say it, and I'll state it here and now. The European Union might be a cluster bomb, a cluster disaster, a cluster, you know what I mean. But we were better off together than we are isolated. The borders are out of control. Nobody wants a royal family. I certainly don't want that dithering Muslim convert Charlie boy in charge who killed his wife Diana. We all know that's what happened. Or his balding sons. Nothing against balding people. But, everybody thought William's going to be better. No, he's not. He's just as bad as his father. The apple don't fall from the tree. And Harry had the chance to get out, didn't he? Young Hewitt, but he missed it. Why he didn't grab that opportunity with both hands, stay gone, is beyond me. But talking to my friends in America, they don't want him or Meghan either. But I would give Meghan Markle a portion. That's as simple as that. But now listen to this. There is a house in New Orleans. No, there is a new life-threatening virus spreading from animals like bats and pigs to humans. Oh, the poor bats. What did the bats ever do to people to get all this blame? What it means is Bill Gates and Fauci and all the other meddlers have managed to produce a new deadly virus, and they're going to shut us all down. And some airports in Asia, for example, are now bringing back COVID-type restrictions at airports. The virus, which is known to spread from animals like bats and pigs to humans and can also pass between people, has prompted authorities to step up precautions at major travel hubs. Thailand, Nepal and Taiwan are among the places now screening passengers with temperature checks, symptom monitoring and health advisories. Measures reminiscent of those used during the COVID-19 pandemic. At least 5 infections, 5, have been confirmed in West Bengal so far. Where is West Bengal? What does anybody from West Bengal have to do over here? I ain't got a clue. And around 100 people were placed into quarantine while health teams worked to contain the situation. Oh, yippee. So they're never satisfied, are they? With letting us just relax for a few days. We got through Christmas. Now, we're in the winter. I thought viruses died in the cold, but I'm just an idiot, so I don't know anything. We can expect Witty to come back on TV And Farage to say, you'll have to wear a mask, and then take it off to have his pint and fag, won't he? But in Nipah virus can cause symptoms like fever, headache, muscle pain, vomiting and sore throats just the same. So in other words, it's a cold or a flu virus, and they're wanting to strip us of our liberties again. Well, they can all. If you could see me now, I'm giving them the middle finger. Along with more severe effects, including respiratory issues and neurological problems in serious cases. Well, I've got neurological damage. I've got MS from the vaccine, so don't get me started on this. All these symptoms are exactly the same as long COVID or anybody who's got a vaccine damage, which is me. And nobody seems to give a monkey's chuff, and no lawyer will represent me, and I'm getting extremely frustrated by it all, so I'm just in the mood of saying, sod it all, and I'm off. The World Health Organization classifies Nipah as a high-risk pathogen because of its high fatality rate and lack of vaccines or specific treatments, which is why neighbouring countries are taking aggressive steps to prevent a wider spread. And no doubt Bill Gates and his mates, as I speak, are creating a vaccine, because that's what they do. Officials have stressed that screenings are precautionary and there's no widespread outbreak yet, but the return of health checks at airports shows how serious the situation is being treated, even years after the COVID pandemic. We can all stick two fingers up at them, because I will never comply again with anything any of these people have got to say. I just think that they're all wastes of space. When Putin and Trump get in a boxing ring, sort it out. I want to have a good summer. I want to have free love, lots of sex, and for the kids to travel the world and feel free and safe. Welcome to Dreamcatcher Radio, the Englishman in Sweden. Here's Frankie.
living in a land where sex and horror are the new
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Oh, those were the days back in the 80s, weren't they? I remember back in the day when it was Jordan. Kate Price, she's got married again. Now, America, you don't know what it is. Let me explain to you. Do you know who Bonnie Blue is? I don't think you do. Well, Bonnie Blue and Keir Starmer both love sausages. And I think that Kate Price has had more sausages than Bonnie Blue and Kate put together. And Tony Blair. Bonnie Blue, she's a bit of a girl. Keir Starmer, he likes rent boys. And Tony Blair was arrested and charged on his middle names, Linton, for soliciting other men in males' toilets. But Kate Price, God bless her, she's got married again for I think the 40th time. I'm not sure how many times she's been married. But a mate of mine in Scotland sent me this, and I got it, and it says KFC. And it says, the Kate Price special. 2 skinny thighs, 2 large breasts, and a massive bucket. Need I say any more? No, I don't think I do. But congratulations, Kate. You keep yourself relevant. You keep yourself looking like a monster from the Blue Lagoon, and God bless you. I've got nothing against you. I preferred Jodie Marsh back in the day, and Jodie does a lot to save animals. All you'd do is abuse them by the look of things, and look at Alex Reid and Pete Andre. I don't think they ever recover from one night in Bangkok, to be honest. We've got people listening in Iraq. Hello, Iran. Hello, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway, United States still hanging in there in massive numbers. And United Kingdom, as always, supporting this radio station. God bless you. I love you all. You're all awesome. Now, Tony Blair on this peace board. How can they even call it that? It's mental. But you know that after 17 years in opposition, the first legislation that Tony Blair passed was removal of the death penalty for treason in 1977. And ever since, that's all they've been doing. Now, Rishi Sunak, I mean, I honestly think that Tony Blair committed treason on numerous occasions. He started illegal wars, and he opened the borders to hell, and he continues to commit treason. Now, Rishi Sunak's another one. Listen to this. Rishi Sunak required 11% of Moderna shares in 2016. $500 million held in an offshore account. Moderna at the time had no products and 11 employees. At that time, it's incredible. This is Rishi Sunak, is now a billionaire, and is married to Indian billionaire S. She's the daughter of India's second richest man. He owns Infosys, the company behind the Brit card. Well, here we go. Now, that actually doesn't mean British or Brit. What it means is, see what it is that it means. It means willing to give up freedom to security. And if we give up freedom for security, we will never have either or be free again. But the Brit card is just, it seems to have been knocked back slightly, but it's still going through the Commons under a different name. Oh, excuse me. It's madness. You know, now that they've removed the treason from the death penalty, they just do what they want, all these politicians, don't they? It really upsets me, to be quite honest. So what I do when I'm really depressed, I watch Maths. Married at First Sight, Australia. Guys, don't put me in the same boat as Quentin as Keir Starmer is the queerest man on the planet, isn't he? I just watch it, and it makes me realise that although my life at the moment isn't fabulous, it's not as bad as that lot. It's just hilarious. So I binge watch it. They drop it on a Monday, and I watch the whole week back to back, and I love every minute of it. It just cracks me up. It really does. Something which is worrying, though, is these midnight camps which are springing up all over the United Kingdom. In little villages where 2 o'clock in the morning, there's loads of reports about this. About 2 in the morning, the lights are coming on in a field, and just fighting age men are training and doing different exercises. They've tried to laugh it off and say that it's football training at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think so. It looks like that it's ISIS training camps. And now they've finally admitted that they may have, by mistake, allowed in lots of bad people on rubber dinghies. You can't make it up, can you? We're going to go to Epstein Island, and we're going to go to Sweden when I get back. We're going to have a brilliant bit of music for you. Here's Ultravox. On the Englishman in Sweden, Dreamcatcher Radio. Good afternoon. Thanks for staying tuned. My favourite band from the 80s. Wonderful, wonderful Ultravox. Brings back memories of my first wife. Tina, if you're listening, how are you? Hope you're well and good. Fine and dandy. I've had 3 wives. I've been a bit of a boy in my time. Oh, I've owned beautiful houses, and it doesn't matter, does it? I've got awesome kids. That's all that matters to me. Epstein, don't let everything that's happening detract away from the Epstein Island visitors and the horrendous events that happened, the lives that were destroyed, and the children passed about like candy, forever to live in pain. I'm not going to spend much time on this. I'm just going to tell you, just one page, the names that are on it. Al Gore, we're all going to disintegrate because the globe is burning to pieces. Barack Obama, Ben Affleck, Bernie Sanders, Beyonce, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Rob Seagal, Bruce Willis, Cassie Wasserman, Callum Hudson, Celia Dion, Charlie Sheen, Charlize Theron, I love her, I think she's so sexy, Chelsea Handler, Cher, Chris Tucker. It's like Cyndi Lauper. Oh, that's a shame. I like Cyndi. Courtney Cox, don't surprise me, she was a total head case. Courtney Love, no, well, another head case. Demi Moore, I'd give her one. It's just, the list is it's mind blowing. Anybody wants this list, just drop me a line. With pleasure, I'll send you all of it, because it's George Clooney, Ghislaine Maxwell, no surprise there. Hillary Clinton, no surprise there. Trump, Melania Trump 40 times. I can't see that. Joe Birkin, I can't really read it. Joe Pasquale, I don't like. No, Joe Pasquale, I don't like that. John Cusack, John Legend, John Travolta. They reckon that is a bit of a wrong, don't they? Justin Trudeau, no surprise there. Katy Perry, no surprise there. I think they all go down there. Kevin Spacey, Kirsten Gillibrand. It's just madness. It's absolute total madness. The amount of people that you recognise these names. Contact me, rodstewartshows@icloud.com, or Mr Marmite at dreamcatcherradio.co.uk. We all know Bonnie Prince Charlie were there. We all know Prince Andrew were there. Pharrell Williams, Rob Rayner, Robert De Niro, no surprise, he was arrested, if you remember, back in the day for having sex with an underage prostitute. Now, talking about prostitution. In Sweden, it's legal, get this, it's legal to sell sex, but illegal to buy it. I don't know how that works out, actually. But it's legal to sell it, and it's legal to sell sex, to be a prostitute, but illegal to buy it. And a really high-profile TV4 presenter is in court now, and it's got all these blocks on it, so they won't say who it is. And I've got my suspicions, but I won't name it because I don't want to be sued. But it's legal to sell sex, but illegal to buy it. I mean, I just don't get it. They're allowed to do it and pay tax, but if you buy it, you're going to get banged up in Sweden. Now, I would imagine, this is just me being me, but I would imagine it would be much better resources and time spent on stopping crime. There was a massive bomb again yesterday. Compared to last year, in January last year, there was 32 bombs in 31 days. It was horrendous. And yesterday was quite a big bomb, and it's only the fourth so far this year. But get this, in Stockholm, Sweden, currently there are 24 no-go areas around the city. And a total of 65 in all of Sweden. Can you believe that? They've lowered the age to putting people in prison to 13. So guess what? People now are going out and assassinating other people who are 12. So they just don't seem to get that. The only way to break this cycle of violence is not to let this scumbags in. Now, they are doing one thing which is good. If you've got dual nationality, hello UEA and hello Afghanistan, hello Iraq listeners down there in the Middle East, probably planning to assassinate me. I'm not sure. Maybe not, but maybe they are. I'll avoid that area for the time being. But the easiest way to, what Sweden are doing now is, when people are leaving, when they're going back to Afghanistan, for example, I'm just taking this as an example, they're flying out on a Swedish passport. Because if they get to Afghanistan, they've lied and said, if they stay in Afghanistan or Eritrea or Somalia, they'll be murdered for being gay or whatever reason, or Christian, whatever their excuse is for getting a passport. But now, if they're dual citizenship, when they're coming back to Sweden, they're being stopped and not being allowed back into the country. That is a good step in the right direction. They're down there on benefit frauds. It's got to stop on it. It really does have to stop. It's totally out of control. But 65 no-go areas in Sweden. I find that absolutely insane. I've talked about this, I've banged on about this, and I've been abused about it. I've been slagged off about for pointing it out. And you've got influencers, whatever they want to call themselves, on TikTok and these other platforms who steal my content. I mean, quite regular, I get like 900,000, 1 million views, and then 2 days later I'm banned and all my content turns up, and I won't even give them the time of day. I won't give them the platform to mention the names, but they know what they are. They're just ripping me off. I live in Sweden. I know what's going on in Sweden. I spend a lot of time in Cyprus. I'll be back there again shortly, thank God, away from this weather. But they're expecting a month of heavy rain. The whole of February, it's going to chuck it down. And I mean, they're saying it's a lot of rain, like flood levels. Cyprus needs water. The infrastructure needs water. The land needs water. But a month of it. I'm back there in March. Sylvia, looking forward to seeing you. A month of rain. A whole month. I think I'll have to just put up with the snow and the cold and the depression here in Sweden. And it is depressing. It really is. It's diabolical. It is. I'm going to tell you now, Trump. We've got to get back to Trump. I can't help myself, can I? Hey, the White House. Here's the official letter. Donald says D+ needs improving. That's how his letter to Jonas, the Prime Minister of Norway, went. Now, there's red markings and scribbles about how they've corrected Trump's absolutely appalling spelling and writing and pronunciation here. In red it says, this is a business letter. Use title and full name or simply Mr. Prime Minister. And Trump wrote, Dear Jonas. It's hilarious, this. It really is. Considering your country, with a big C instead of little c, decided, spelt wrong, not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, plus all in big letters wrong. One no longer plus I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace with a capital P, spelt wrong. Although it is with always be predominant, but can, it will always be predominant, but I, no, so you've got to put an I in, but can now, but I can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. God, my 9-year-old Luna spells better than this. And then Reddit says your argument might be helped by providing examples. Italics is preferred over capital letters. Here is so wrong. Denmark cannot protect that land from Russia or China. And why do they have, when do they has been crossed out, have a right of ownership anyway, question mark. Why do they have a right of ownership? Because it's theirs. There are no written documents, oh, here we go, with an apostrophe straight after the S. It's only that a boat landed there hundreds of years ago. But we had boats landing there also. No, you didn't. Indians didn't row boats, you moron. I have done more for NATO than any other person since its founding. And now NATO should do something for the United States of America. Yeah, we should, but we shouldn't be doing it for you, Trump, because you want to turn it into casinos and a data mining facility, and you want all the minerals, don't you? The world is not secure unless you have complete and total control of Greenland, and it's all spelt wrong. Should all be in lowercase instead of capitals. Thank you, President DJT. I call him DDT, Dementia Don Trump. I don't know what more to say about him. I'm not going to spend and waste more time on him because I honestly do think it was marked D+. That whoever's marked it's probably... well, I don't know what they've done. Someone's put him in his place and said, you can't read, write or spell, you moron. But that's just the end of that. Donald, go back to making us laugh and slagging off Rocket Man and Zelensky, and don't let Vance have too much power because he's a dangerous man as well. He knocked up Charlie Kirk's missus 2 weeks after Charlie was assassinated. Well, what can we say about everything that's happening? What can we say about the state of the world today? I think that Sweden, Iceland, Norway, Denmark and Finland should have a Nordpack, because if you put all of them together, it's around 30 million people. It's big enough to support free trade and to have a separate trade deal with the European Union and with America and all the other countries. Military-wise, Sweden is way out in front of many, many countries. That's why everybody's licking Christensen's arse and Wallenstrom, evil people. But they should start a Nordic alliance, I think, and get out of Brexit. Not Brexit, get out of the European Union, but do it right. Learn from the mistakes that Britain made. Learn from the mistakes that were made by Theresa May, by Boris Johnson, by all the governments since the vote happened. Get the facts first. Get the truth first. Will you actually be beneficial to leave? In my opinion, I think if the Scandinavian countries mock together and have their own union, which worked parallel with retaining single movement, single trade, so you've got freedom of movement, you will be quids in. Poland are looking at leaving because they refuse to have their national laws overridden by Ursula von der Trapp, whatever that vile creature's name is. She's not good news at all, is she? She really isn't. But that's just my opinion. And the percentages of population of immigrants in the northern countries, get this, Sweden 20.7% are Muslim or immigrants. Iceland 18.9%. Now Iceland is only 300,000 people, so that's a large chunk of people. In Norway 17.8% are immigrants, and that's why there's so many curry houses, not being funny or taking the mickey out of Indians, because I love an Indian. Denmark 16.3%, and you've got Meta going on about the banning the burqa. No, they're not. It's all BS. There's 16.3% of their population immigrants, and Finland's down at 9.5%. It's one way to destruction, because the GDP of the Nordic countries, Sweden has got 662 billion, Norway 517 billion plus all the oil, Denmark 459 billion, Finland 314 billion, and Iceland, for a really small country, has got 38 billion. Put all that money together, you've got a big powerful trading bloc, and you can stick 2 fingers up at Ursula and do your own thing. That's what I reckon. But I'm not a normal person. Let's have a bit of Yaz. Thank you so much for listening. Awesome as always. Massive numbers around the world. Tune in again next Tuesday. God bless you all. We'll have a chat next week. Ta-da!
Broken down to the lowest turn, being on the bottom line sure ain't no fun. But if we should be evicted from home,
Just to remind you, you can listen again, YouTube, Dreamcatcher Radio, The Englishman in Sweden. Have a listen again. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next week. Be safe, be happy. Ta-ra. Oops, press the wrong button. Oh, never mind. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless you all.
How are you all doing? This is Michael Dean, the Englishman in Sweden.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty. So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
Tune in to dreamcatcherradio.co.uk every Tuesday at 2 p.m. for a dose of reality. If you're woke, I suggest you put a nappy on, because you will not like what I've got to say.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honour and good sense.
I look at the events of the week, what's happened, what's going to happen, what we can or can't do about it. Be under no illusion. We, the people of the world, are under attack from the elite, and I intend to expose each and every one of them.